I grew up in Huntsville, Alabama, so it was impossible to not be interested in space. I'm a child of the '60s, and as I grew up, the excitement it grew right along with me. And at '69, I was 9 years old. So as we were little kids, we knew what was going on around us in a general sort of way. But we were very much aware of the moon program, of the Apollo and Saturn V, and it drew me in. It caused a love for space when I was a young boy.
And then I understand now that you work at I understand now that you work at NASA's Marshall Spaceflight Center. How did you first start working for NASA?
Well, that's an interesting story. I fell in love with a woman, and decided that I needed to find a way to make our life comfortable. I had to figure out a way to make a living. So the first thing I did was I went to technical school, and I learned, I got a degree in technical design. And I became a designer for our local water department. And the water department put me through school to get my bachelor's degrees. And and with NASA being there, it was always a target for me. And that's where I landed. The water department put me in the space business.
So tell me, what are some of the highlights from this conference? What are you going to be taking away from this that has either been inspiring or just interesting from the conference here at ISDC?
Wow, this conference has really been an energizer for me. The people here are so excited and about the prospects for space exploration, and to see Charlie Bolden standing in front of a backdrop of the grappling to the Dragon by the space station was, I think, it just created an excitement greater than what it would have been. After spending these days here, I'm refreshed and excited to go back to work and with a whole new optimism of my own. Everybody should be able to come here and be a part of this.
Have there been any particular sessions that you've enjoyed?
I particularly enjoyed one of the smaller ones. There was a gentleman that spoke about the moon, and he was talking about the landing sites. I think the north being preferable to the south, and the tunnels that would sink different kinds of materials in. And he talked about the moon in terms that were fresh to me, and I enjoyed that. Of course, I enjoyed the Sierra Nevada, the Dream Chaser, the talk, and the panels have been informative as well.
Well, what do you think is the most important thing that people need to know about what is happening in the space industry right now?
It may be just the time that I've spent here, but it looks to me like that there could be a tipping point ahead, a confluence of where private companies and the government can work together, and the private industry will be able to provide services from the Earth to low Earth orbit, while the government builds a heavy launch capability that will enable our pursuits into the solar system. And I believe that after being here for 5 days, it renews your belief that that's really going to happen, and that NASA has, along with the rest of the world's space organizations, has in a short 50 years built an infrastructure that is truly gonna make human exploration into the solar system a reality.
Is there anything else that you would like to add or comment on?
No, it's been a lot of fun. I've gotten to meet. I met John Glenn briefly, and I had words with Buzz Aldrin and
Scott Carpenter.
So no, I didn't meet Scott Carpenter, but I did meet Art. What is Art's
Art
name?
Dula.
Yeah, I met Art Dula, who and his dreams of creating a business in space, and that's very exciting. It's been a very good experience.